Hi everybody, it's Danny with Funukulele Projects, and today I have a really neat instrument to share with you. And the way I got this instrument is really sort of a result of some fun projects. I have a friend I've done a decent amount of work for, and he has a Martin, a vintage Martin, 1960s Martin, and I've already done work on that in the past, and he wanted some more work done on it. And then he also had has a Ohana tenor, a solid mahogany tenor that had a crack in it. And so he was given the instrument that you see right here, but decided he didn't want to keep it because he has a decent amount of instruments. He's already got some sopranos, and this one has really wide string spacing that he it's like too wide for him to get used to, and he prefers a narrower string spacing, and he knows I like a wider string spacing. And this other also has some other really unique characteristics he thought I might be interested in. So he asked me if we could do a trade. I would, do the work that he wanted done in exchange for the instrument. And I said that sounded like a great idea. So we did that. And that's how I ended up with this little ukulele. The ukulele, it's a ukulele. It's built in the same building fashion as the Bolivian Charango. So the body is made out of one solid piece of naranjillo wood. I think that's how you pronounce it. It might be naranjillo, it might be naranjillo. And it's carved out. So the neck is carved out, the headstock, the body. It's got this beautiful little pineapple carving on the back of it. And they did a really good job of this. The sides are actually quite thin for something that's all carved out. The top is Engelmann spruce, which is a great choice. You'll see when I'm playing it, it gives a nice warm sound. A lot of spruces can be rather bright and brittle. Engelmann, I like to describe Engelmann spruce as being the most cedar-like of the spruces. And it has Bolivian rosewood for the fretboard. Now, the ukulele was the brainchild of Joseph Todaro, and I'll put a link to his page, and I'll put a link to the page of the ukulele so that you can look up information on it. Now, it's, as I said, it's made in the traditional building techniques of a charango, and I don't know if I did say I said it now. Yeah, but a charango is a 10-string instrument. It's a G, C, E, A, E instrument. And they are really neat little instruments. They're made to be played really aggressively, like in the Spanish, or like a more classical or that flamenco-ish style play. And I'll put some links in the description to some players. You'll notice that there are pick guards on either side. Actually, they're just more soundboard protectors and pick guards. And the reason for that is because of how aggressively these little instruments are made to be able to be capable of being played without being damaged. There was one video I watched where the player playing a charango was actually using his grown and groomed fingernails to tap the top as he's playing, and it sounded like there was a dancer dancing, like a flamenco dancer dancing to the music. It was incredible. And so what Joseph decided to do was make an ukulele in that traditional Bolivian charango style of construction. Now, Joseph's a luthier, and he designed the top, the Engelmann spruce. He chose the Engelmann spruce to match with this. He designed the bracing that's on the inside of it to maximize the acoustic qualities of this instrument. And then he had them made in Bolivia, and these, I believe, he started having these made around 2001. The name ukulele has a really neat story to it that will be in the links. If you go to the ukulele page, there'll be a spot on the page that will say how it got this name. And I'll just give the very, very, like, not even Reader's Digest, like Cliff Notes version of it. And what it came down to is I believe a gentleman by the name of Al Locke came up with the name, and his thinking was that this little instrument is a fusion of South American and Polynesian cultures. And Easter Island, the culture of Easter Island is said to be somewhat of a fusion of Polynesian and South American cultures. And so, you know, the Akulele, the Aku on Easter Island, you know, Alok was saying were like the gods of Easter Island, and they came up with this neat little logo. I believe the Aku are actually the departed souls, but some of those departed souls can become deities, so actually that's not necessarily incorrect. But it's a neat little story, and you can look it up on, you know, once again, in the description and the links that I'll have. This, as I said, has a really, really wide string spacing. It's like almost 32 or 33 millimeters G to A, and it's equally wide down at the saddle. But and I asked Joseph about that when I spoke with him. He's a fantastic gentleman, really, really enjoyable to speak with. And he said that when they originally made this, they actually started with the narrower string spacing. But then when they went to the wider string spacing, they never looked back. And I can completely understand that, because if you look at a charango, remember, a charango is a 10-string instrument, and it has an even wider neck and wider nut, because you've got these, you know, 5 courses of strings that have to be accommodated. And so since this is being made in that flavor of the charango, well, then what really fits best is this wider string spacing. And it also comes in handy, you know, when you're playing, if you have large hands, the wider string spacing can be forgiving. There's one chord in particular, I always forget the name of it. This chord's a little challenging, so I just missed it. Even for my hands, it's a little bit of a stretch, but other than that, I find other chords quite, you know, quite easy to play. Joseph said that he had these made, and he sold actually quite a bit of them say from around 2001 to 2005, because during that period of time he was taking them to music festivals, ukulele festivals, things like that on the East Coast. And he's back east. Now the thing about it is that it was around 2005, I guess, when there was more of a proliferation of the cheap Chinese instruments, and then he stopped selling less of these at the different festivals. And he still makes them. He still has them made, and he still they still do sell. Really neat little instruments. They're really loud. If you want to be heard at a group, bring this. Not only will you hear yourself playing, just about everyone in the group will hear you playing. It also, what was I just about to say? Oh, I was going to say, it also has just a beautiful sound. It's much more rich sound than you would think a soprano would have. I'll try Sonoe. See, the richness that this thing has at the 8th, 10th, 12th is just not something you normally get on a soprano. It's really an incredible little instrument. It's a really unique instrument. And I think on the website he said that the prices are pretty much current unless someone wants a custom one. There are different models. You can get one with a little heart, almost not like it's like a rosette, but it's a heart design with an arrow. And there's this one. There's some others that he has made. And if you want something really unique, I highly recommend you take a look at an ukulele. Here, I'll try I'll try part of this is the beginning of Roxy's Waltz. It's really pretty. See, it's just an incredibly rich sounding little instrument. I'm so glad that this is a part of my collection. Once again, Roxy's Waltz is written by Aaron Kime. It's a really fun tune. He actually wrote it when he was working with Mayamoa, and the owners of Mayamoa had a little dog, Roxy, and it was running around, I guess, at his feet when he was taking a break one day. And actually, corresponded with Aaron, asked him about it, because my wife is wondering if it was named after a dog because the music we have has a bone on it. And I asked permission to play Roxy's Waltz in videos, and he said by all means I could use it. It's a wonderful piece. Look up Aaron Kime. He is the owner of Beansprout Instruments. He makes really nice instruments, and he's a really neat guy. And he's got a lot of really neat music. Back to the ukulele. It's just a wonderful instrument. I'm so glad that this was given to my friend, and I'm even gladder that he didn't like the white string spacing, so that it turned out to be a trait that I could get and add to my collection. That's about all I have to say about this. As funukulele projects, I like to highlight unique things, and this is one of those unique things. You're not just going to find this in every music store. But if you want something that has a lot of character, that plays really well, has a beautiful sound, take a look at the ukulele. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.